So, seconds out, delighted to be joined by Dalton Smith, unbeaten, super lightweight, of course. Lockdowns kind of affected everyone in different ways, but for you, you were on one of the final shows before the restrictions were imposed, and now it looks like
Yeah,
you're going to be on one of the first shows in the comeback. You must feel pretty
yeah,
fortunate.
yeah. Very fortunate. I'm one of the lucky ones to, boxed in March and then to be back out again. So yeah, I've not had too much inactivity and I'm straight back out.
What have you been able to do during this period? I know now, I guess the gym's back open, but before that, when it was closed down, what were you able to do at home or in and around where you live?
Well, to be fair, I was one of the lucky ones because my dad's got his boxing gym, so I had the keys and I was able to go down on my own and just get on the treadmill, punch a bag and stuff. So I was going down there on my own. So I've been able to keep active, being able to keep fit. So getting back into camp, it's not been too difficult.
And it looks like something of a step up in your comeback fight, if you like, against Nathan Bennett. It's a fight that's been talked about back and forth on social media quite a while before it was announced. What do you make of him as a fighter, and how do you feel about how the fight came together?
To be honest, I've not seen no fight footage on him. Um, because the fight got made and then his team took all the fights down off YouTube. So there's no footage on him, but he's I respect him. He's a good fighter, 9-1, and on paper for me it's a big step up. It's only my sixth fight, but I'm confident. It was on Twitter. I was originally meant to be fighting Nathan Farrell. Then the negotiations didn't happen, so that fight fell through. And then he pipes up on Twitter and says, "Look, you need an opponent for Dalton." So I rung my dad up. I said, "Look," I says, I've checked him out on BoxRep. He looks a decent kid." I said, "Make the fight happen." I says, "I just want to be out, staying active, and I believe there's levels to the game, and I respect Nathan. He's meant to be a good fighter, so we'll see." And so yeah, the fight's on now.
I spoke to your dad briefly earlier. I said it's a shame that it's only scheduled for 8 rounds because the central area title's vacant at the moment, and you guys are probably two
Yeah,
of the better fighters in the central area at the weight.
yeah. We originally wanted the 10 rounds, but with the schedule, with the show and stuff, it was put to an 8. So, it is what it is, and we've got it over 8 rounds. But it's a good step up for me, a good learning fight, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Do you know which of the fight camp shows you'll be on, and what do you make of the whole fight camp concept in itself?
I think I'm going to be on the first one, the first fight camp. But yeah, I think obviously there's no crowd and stuff there, but I've got full confidence in anything what Eddie puts together. It's going to be one of the best shows out there. So yeah, I'm confident it's going to be a good setup, and it's once in a lifetime because once all this is blown over, it's probably never going to happen again. So take advantage of it and grab it with both hands.
And is it looking like what, end of July, start of August now?
Yeah, end of July, start of August. That's what we've heard. So that's the date we've got we've got penciled in, and we were just waiting on to hear from the dates and the board and that now to give the go ahead.
You're 5-0, 4 inside the distance, and one of those inside schedule victories came over Ibra Riaz, who in I think nearly 200 fights now, the journeyman, rugged, tough, has only been stopped
Yeah,
4 times in total. How did you feel
yeah.
about that and achieving that, feat?
To be honest, I watched a few clips on him, and going into the fight, we thought, we're gonna, because we wanted to get the rounds in. Obviously, you learn more from the rounds. We thought we'd get the rounds from him, but early on I caught him, and I just I broke him down and got him out of there. So, but it just shows how durable Iberia. He's fought some of the best fighters there is out there. So to get him out it was a big statement so early on in my career.
What's the pathway for you now? This is a step up, presuming it all goes well or in your favour. What's the kind of next couple of steps? Do you want to win the area title? Do you want to go straight to kind of English level? What do you see happening?
To be honest, it's like I say, it's early days in my career, but I'd like to pick a couple of the international titles up. Maybe go for the English route, then down to the British next year or something. So, I know domestically there's a lot of fights out there at my weight, so I'm never going to be short for fights. And it's just about taking the right steps at the right time and not rushing things, and just listening to my team. But there's plenty of options out there and different routes for me to take.
The British title's been held up for quite a while now, partly because of COVID-19 and because of the short notice postponement of the original vacant title fight between Philip Bowes and Akeem Ennis-Brown. When you look at those two guys, that sort of level, how far away do you feel you are? Not so much ability-wise, because you're a standout amateur, of course, but more in terms of getting the rounds in and getting the conditioning to that 12-round level.
Well, that's all it is. I believe there's levels to the game, and I think I'm levels above all these guys. But the professionals, it's a lot different. When you're getting past those 6 rounds and stuff, championships, you've got to condition your body and learn how to deal with the pace and stuff. So until you've been in a fight and done and got the rounds under your belt, you never know. So that's what I mean by taking the fights at the right time, not rushing things. And those guys, they're used to the championship rounds. So that's all learning for me. I need to get the rounds under and prove that I can do the championship rounds, which I can. I'm comfortable doing it in sparring, but doing it on fight night, you need to see for yourself if you can do it. But I'm confident I can do it, and I'm confident that they're the fights I'll be having next year.
We've seen one of your stablemates recently, Charlie Edwards, former world champion, of course, make a big move over to Frank Warren promotionally. Sonny's already there. You're kind of the odd man out now as the Eddie Hearn rep in the gym. How does that feel?
That's it. Yeah, I'm the odd one out now. But boxing, it's business, and fighters have got to do what's best for those. And Charlie thought it was the right move to go over to Frank, and you've got to respect his decisions. And it's like I said, boxing is a short career. You've got to get out what you can while you're in the game. So you've got to respect his decisions.
The fact that there's only 5 fights allowed per show, at least at the moment, and that Matchroom must have all their fighters basically begging for a chance to get out before the end of the year. What does it say about their faith in you that you're on the very first show?
But to be honest, I've been, I think, just over a year now being professional, and for what Matchroom have done for me, I can't thank them enough. They've kept me active, got me on the big shows. So, for them to get me on Fight Camp, it just shows that they've got interest and they wanted to push me on. So as soon as Nathan popped up on Twitter, I was like, make the fight happen. I'm confident. I believe there's levels to the game, and I just said, tell Eddie that's the fight I want.
And we talked about obviously Fight Camp anyway. How do you expect it to be? Because I imagine you've never fought before without a crowd present. Obviously sparring and stuff, but I don't imagine even in the amateurs there was no crowd ever. Do you know what I mean?
To be honest, I don't think it's going to affect me, because when I was going to these internationals with Great Britain, we could be fighting in a tournament in a massive arena, and it just won't be filled at all, and there's no atmosphere. So I think because I've transitioned over from the amateurs like a year ago, I don't think it'll be much different, and I think it'll be the same for Nathan as well. My opponent, he's not had the chance to box on the stadium fights and stuff. So I think for me and him, we'll be fine. But I think it's the higher level guys who buzz off that atmosphere, and the crowd fighters. It's the crowd what gets them behind. I think they're going to be the ones what struggle.
It's interesting because he's had that sort of mini dispute with you on social media, and a lot of small hall fighters are going to struggle to get out this year because without a crowd, it's very hard to make it work financially. Maybe he's now set the blueprint, find a blue chip prospect who you expect to get on a big show and pitch for that fight.
That's it. Well, to be honest, because I was originally meant to fight Nathan Farrell, and it fell through. Got the fight with Nathan Bennett, and then after that, I had like other guys popping up asking for the fight and stuff. And I was thinking, it's funny how when obviously there's no shows and people need the payday now, that's when they want to start popping up. But Nathan got in there. Fair play to him. He's got his chance, and I know he's going to come. It's a win-win situation for him. If he puts on a good performance. The whole world's watching because it's one of the first fights back. So I know he's going to be coming with his A game. He's going to want to put on a show, and I'm looking forward to it.
And how's it been getting reunited, if you like, with your dad, obviously in the gym rather than just going up there on your own and stuff as you've been doing during the lockdown?
Well, to be honest, because I boxed in March, I had a bit of downtime. I had a couple of weeks off. And I was just ticking over for a little bit, so it didn't feel like I was out of the gym too long. But I think for my dad, he was stressing. He was like, I need to get back in the gym. I need to get back into a routine. But he's back into some sort of routine now, so he's happy, and that makes everyone else's life easier.
Good stuff. All right. Well, before we let you go, I think we've asked you this before, but just let people out there know how they can find you on social media. We don't need to let Nathan Bennett know. Obviously, he knew how to find you, but other people who perhaps don't want to pick a fight with you, how they can find you and follow the journey.
Yeah, follow me on Instagram. It's _ Dalton Smith 08. Same on Twitter. But yeah, follow the journey, and it's going to be an exciting one.
Great stuff. We look forward to seeing you back in action on that first fight camp show, and hopefully see you in the gym sometime soon as well.
Yeah, definitely, Danny. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Anytime, mate. Take care.
Top man. Thank you.
Bye.